The Tale of Sir Memphis.
Prepare thyself, Sir Buckethead! Thou shalt pay for thine words of boast distastefulness against my honourable name. We shall soon see, Sir Buckethead! Huzzah! Greetings and salutations, my lords and ladies on the YouTube. I am Sir Memphis, loyal knight errant of the Kerry Kingdom. Welcome thee once more to the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Upon which every day for 100 days we shall be dueling with different decks every single day. Today marketh the beginning of the special week, the first of the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! That is, the olden Highlander week. A week upon which every deck that we shall be playing shall have every card in it at one. Very much how we duel in the Kerry Kingdom for the most part. Not many people have more than one copy of a card, so I'm very much accustomed to this sort of thing. So we shall be dueling with today's decks. We shall be showing off the olden combos and wombos, what we shall do and what we shan't be doing, and having ourselves a most sporting time laying waste to our foes with our cards. And with our deck today, it is very straightforward, very simplistic. We have the, what is this called again? The Olden Horus, whatever that is. We have the Horus cards, and we have these giant mechanical men cards combined with each other for a deck that is all about hitting our opponent very hard in the face. It is very simplistic and very potent indeed. It is like a barbarian hitting you with a club. That is how it goes. So, we shall be going forth now. If thou wishes to know what cards are in our deck, we shall be displayed later. But for now, let us show off the duels in which we shall vanquish our foes most agreeably. Verily, my lords and ladies, I welcome thee to the first duel of the day, another joust, as we say. And we shall be going second with today's deck when possible, but we can also go first. It is a deck that can do either or. It all depends solely upon what cards that we draw into. Now, with the cards that we currently have, there are a few strategies we may partake in. Let me see here. Not everything I'd like, but I do have the walls of the Imperialist Tomb. A very strange thing. In the current kingdom, of course, there is no Imperial Tomb, for King Karibo will never die. He is the eternal king himself. And what is my opponent doing? Let's see here. What is this? Crooked Cook. Unaffected by card effects. Can I destroy battle? Well, that's not necessarily good, is it? Very well. Luckily, I have a stratagem to counter this sort of thing. With Highlander decks, it is actually not difficult to do this. There are many different ways to counter many different cards. Very well. We'll be stopping that one. Regrettably, I need to keep this around for another turn, I'd say. So, I shall set a monster upon my board. And we'll end our turn for now. But I have a strategy to get around this monster. It is quite the conundrum to stop this, but I happen to have a monster that's perfect for it. Now, once again, we shall use the walls of the Imperialist Tomb. We shall search forth one of the Horus monsters. Now, these Horus monsters, they're a bit of an odd bunch. They're a bit of an odd bunch, but they're very much welcome in this deck. Well, the whole purpose of Highlander is to use as many different cards that can be used in minimalist style, much like in the Kerry Kingdom. For the Kerry Kingdom, most players only have one copy of any given card. Every duelist, just the one card, and that works for me. Although, don't tell anyone back at home, I do happen to have 2 copies of Spell Striker. I've confounded quite a few duelists with that one. But very well, I shall summon forth these Horus monsters. Normally, they would have the ability to send my opponent's monster to the grave right now. However, due to how that card works, I'm going to have to go with this. I shall summon forth the mighty number 23, the Lancelot, Dark Knight of the Underworld, who might attack mine opponent directly. Let us see if you have anything to stop that. And normally this would also destroy my opponent's cards. However, I don't really have the ability to do that at the moment, but that's fine. We shall end our turn for now. But so long as Lancelot is on the board, no one is allowed to play any other cards, essentially. I cannot, for they will be negated. My opponents cannot, for they shall be negated as well. Very well. Let us simply battle phase. My opponent wishes me to do very little, so I shall oblige them. I shall simply club them in the face with mine hilt, and that will be all I need to do. So, with this, unless my opponent makes a change to the strategy immediately, this will be the end of the duel right here. My opponent wanted me to do very little, but it wasn't enough. It was not enough indeed. So I hope that they have another stratagem. Very well, that will stop me for one of mine turns. True enough. Regrettably, I must still remove one of mine cards. But that's only the once, therefore it's fine. Very well, now what do you want to do? Granted, if he gets rid of Lancelot somehow, this could get difficult. We shall see, we shall see. What are you doing now? Foolish burial, you say? Sending one of your monsters to the grave. Very well. What? Well, that's not necessarily good. That's not quite good at all. Well, that might... Well, no, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Do I have another... I have one other card that can stop that. But I don't have it at the moment is the problem. So I'm going to have to hope that and pray to the Lord above I can get that card. I need mine Cyber Dragon and mine Clockwork Knight. If I can get those, I might still come out on top. So, we shall do that. I shall summon forth all of mine creatures to mine board. Luckily, I play a card for just this sort of emergency. Pardon me. Alright, very well. We shall summon forth the mighty yugioh, who does look like a dragon. And he is a dragon. He's the one card in the deck I can't stand. Because he is a dragon, but that's okay. I'll summon forth the yugioh Skull Dread. But it will let us draw 4 cards. And by using the effect of our Buster Drake, I might search another monster as well. Let's see here. Does it matter whom? Not especially. I'll search out this one because it goes with the Buster Drake. But I really need certain cards. Let's see. I mean, I can make that part work. That part works. I shall put the Overfusion. For my grave. Yes, I cannot use this at the moment, so I'll send it back to the deck. I shall send it back for now. We must make sure that we get as many cards out of our deck as possible at this point. It's going to be a bit of a race against the clock, but my opponent did happen to have the one card that could stop mine plays. Most regrettably. So now let us go ahead and equip the Crush Wyvern from our deck. Apparently, I wish I had another monster that could attack directly. That would do us very much good. Regrettably, though, that is not the case. Let's see, hold on. Let's see. Another card leads me on my opponent's. Yes, it has to be my opponent, sadly. And my opponent doesn't really want to do anything at the moment. Not especially. So... Yes, this will work. I think so. We shall summon forth the Giant Trainer. Personally, I would never train a giant, but by using this monster's effect, I might draw 3 more cards and deal damage if I draw any monster cards. If I draw more monster cards, I will win right here. Go forth, Giant. Win us the duel. Do us proud. Yes, my opponent is bested. Underhanded tactics sometimes require sometimes you have to punch them in the gut. That's what you have to do. So that is what we've done. So that is the proof and concept of what we are trying to do with this deck. We send forth our monsters to the grave and revive them and hit our opponent really hard. And if my opponent wishes to use underhanded tactics, we shall punch their gut really hard, and, well, they're just going to go tumbling to the floor. And that's what exactly happened. So let us go forth into the second duel of the day and show off more of what this deck can do, for there's still many more cards to play. Verily, my lords and ladies, the second duel of the day. It is time once more to venture forth and smite our foes in the name of the king. Hopefully, though, my opponent will actually watch to play the game. We'll see how it goes. The last opponent wasn't really... they weren't really willing to play as much. But that's fine. I do happen to have many different cards already in my hand, many strategies to use. So let us do that. We shall play the King's Sarcophagus and use its effect to ditch this card. Ditch. I feel that that's a strange way of putting it. Lord Memphis assures me that when players send their cards from their hands to the grave, that the word ditch is to be used. But that sounds quite strange. Why would I be calling it ditching the card? That implies I've abandoned the card. I am not ditching any of mine cards, for they are all proud servants of the king. Even the dragon-looking ones are. Regardless, I shall summon forth mine 3 monsters. To set this card... I do have mine Buster Drake. I'm thinking... Oh, right. No. I shall summon forth the Buster Drake. I'll summon it forth, and I shall send it to mine grave. I have the ability to go into many other monsters and many other plays. However, with it being so early, I shall be reserving a lot of what I'm going to do. So I shall send 2 cards to the grave. Summon forth the SP Little Knight. And mine Buster Dragon will search out into the monster. I shall get the Crush Wyvern. That way I might send it to the graveyard and get mine last monster prepared. This shall work quite well, I'd say. So we shall summon forth the Simian creature. We'll put him in defense mode just in case, and we'll end our turn. Well and truly enough, it's a simple way to start the day, but sometimes when you're a knight, you just have to take pride in the simple things. So what is my opponent going to do? That is the question. Sending 10 of your cards to the grave already? Not even the grave, you've sent them straight off to hell. Not exactly what I was expecting, but very well, very well. Do as you see fit. As long as you're not playing anything that's going to be censored by the church, or by the king, or by God above. And yes, I count the church and God above as different things. Fight me upon it. Fight me. Regardless, what is my opponent going to do against my wall of powerful creatures? For each of them has a very nasty effect if they happen to be removed from mine board. That's clearly a demon. Clearly a demon of some form. What does it do? Damage step. This card battles. Banish that monster face down. Fascinating. How will that work with mine Sarcophagus of Kings, I wonder? I suppose we'll soon find out. Let's see. Suppose they will simply both be sent to the graveyard. Well, that is unfortunate. Unfortunately, because that was not sent to my grave, face up, I should say, or because it was during the, the damage calculation of cards, it will not activate my monster's effects. But that's alright. I don't need that to happen. We'll go ahead and discard one of our machines. Summon forth the Machina Fortress. Quite a powerful monster. Quite capable of doing massive amounts of damage with that long-barreled gun upon its shoulder. Of course, as a knight, I don't believe in guns, but that's, that's not the time for that discussion right now. Regardless, we shall summon forth Imseti, and now that I have enough machines in my grave, I might banish the lot of them to summon forth mine Ruin Force. It's quite the powerful beast, and my opponent knew it quite well. So there you go, everyone. That was the second duel. Very much what we want to see happening more often. While my opponent never got to do much, at least they were more straightforward than the last opponent. And I can appreciate such. So we have time for one more duel today. Let us stride forth boldly into the third and final joust of the day. And with any luck, we'll get to see the few other cards we haven't yet seen. Now, my lord, lords and ladies, I welcome thee to the third and final joust of the day. It has been quite a good day of joust thus far. Let us finish strongly and destroy all of our foes in good timing. What do we have for our hand here? Hold on, it's a witch! Burn the witch! Burn the witch! Burn the witch, that's what you do with witches. You see a witch, you burn them. So what does this witch do? It summons more, see, that's what happens when you don't burn the witch. They summon more of themselves, and they burn you back. So remember, good boys and girls and lords and ladies at home, if you see a witch, then you must immediately burn them. That's just how it works, alright? Don't question it. That's how it happens. Alright. So, we are up against a deck around witches. Well, luckily, I'm a noble knight, therefore, stopping witches is my specialty. Very well, so, what do we have for a hand? What is this? Descendant of the Gusto. Is that a tribe of witches? I'm going to assume so. I'm going to assume so. So what do we have for our hand? It's not a great hand for stopping witches, but, you know, it'll all work out. What on earth are you doing now? Give this card to summon a Speedroid Tuna. All I'm seeing are witches, things that might turn into witches, a bird that's a familiar to a witch, and a woodland sprite that's serving witches. Just witches everywhere. And dragons. This deck is clearly pure evil. Pure evil, indeed. Let's just see. But yes, I have my set rotation spell. I get any of the field spells I wish to get. I have my Machina Fortress and machines to go with it. I have my Titanicide spell, which is excellent card for stopping giants and the like. But I don't have it on the field at the moment. What on earth is this? Bigger birds. During the end phase, banish a wind monster. Oh, it's gone now. What on earth is that? I Speedroid Clear Wing Rider. What is it? Look, it's some sort of mechanical horse. Regardless, my opponent is clearly doing something. I'm not entirely certain what they're doing. Roll a 6-sided die, shuffle wind monsters up to the result, destroy cards. If you do, this card gains 500 attack for every card destroyed till the end of the turn. During the opponent's main phase, tribute the synchro summoned card. Summon up to 2 level 7 wind synchros with different names from each other from the extra deck. My word, that's a lot of card effects for not very much. Very well. And you have this Cast Your Birth spell. Very well. I'm more curious. I shouldn't be curious, but it's the devil's work here. But what is my opponent attempting to do at the moment? Reduce level by 2. Very well. Get another monster to your hand. And this will summon another of these Gusto. The Gustos must be witches then. They are being aided by animal familiars that are green. Animals are not green. That's not how that works. All of that to summon forth just another dragon. Very well. Let us see here. What am I going to do? I shall start with my set rotation spell. Let's see. I think I have plenty to do away with my opponent's cards. I would have liked the Union Hanger spell, but I think I need other things. Let me think about this. I've already summoned forth the Horus monsters. I kind of want to do other things. So let us search for this one. My opponent can have my Union Hanger. Very good. We shall activate the Therian Coliseum. We shall search forth my Therian monster from deck to my hand. And we shall search forth a lesser king, the Therian King's Regulus. Not quite as good as King Kariba, of course, but he is one of the best kings of all. Only below the god above. But we're going to go ahead and use our Machina Fortress here. What is this? Let's see. We will go ahead and discard 2 of our machines to our grave to revive our Machina Fortress. Now, what does this card do? What effect did that be the destroy? Oh, I remember this card. I've seen this one before. Alright. I shall activate the Therian King Regulus. I shall be attaching my machine from my grave to this monster to summon it forth and give myself the ability to negate pretty much anything. Pretty much. Very well. And I shall normal summon the unclassed spare. If this monster happens to be summoned forth, I can send a different machine from my deck to the grave. My opponent has yet to do anything, which I suppose is good. In this case... I shall send forth the Citadel. That way it'll be prepared if I happen to need it. Very well, let us enter ye olden battle phase. And we shall smite our opponent in everything that they stand for. Let us see here. We double check. Yes. So, we'll have the Therian's King Regulus. Just attack this. Oh, wait, this is 3,500. Why did I think that was smaller? Okay, that's fine. It works either way. We shall attack the Stardust Dragon. I made a slight mistake. I misread the card. I thought it was smaller. Regardless. Let's see here. Mine Citadel will be returning, but it's going to be smaller. I suppose I'll destroy this rider creature. Slight mistakes, but it all works either way. All works either way. Doesn't matter. Goodness, the air is foul today. Must be from all the foul opponents we've had to smite. Alright, but having done all that, is there anything else I need to play here? I shall set forth my Call of Grave spell. My opponent does have the ability to revive one of their vile creatures. I should be cautious of that. Other than that, I suppose I shall go ahead and use these two monsters to summon forth the Little Knight. Why not? I don't see a reason not to. So now what can my opponent do? I have a giant machine and a little spy girl on my board, and all of your cards are gone save for this one, a card I assume you can't play. And let's see. Unicorn. I see. What does the dragon do? One moment. Let's see. Banish monsters. Summon this card from the hand of the grave. I think not. No dragon shall stand on this board again, if so long as I can help it. Not if I can help it, sir. Now, granted, you have, let's see. You can summon another monster that's banished or in the grave. You don't have another caster, unless that's what this is. Possible. Oh, wait, this has another effect. You can target 3 cards in the opponent's grave and banish them face down. Well, that is unfortunate, but there's nothing in my grave I don't really care about. Except maybe my fortress, but it's fine. Quite alright, quite alright. But now that my opponent is doing that, I think that's fine. Potentially. Not necessarily, but potentially. So, go right ahead. Go right ahead. You're going to use the Union Hanger? Or are you simply playing it? I think they're simply playing it. Alright. That's fine. Let me think. So, I think I need to leave my monster on my board for now. For now, we shall leave it there. Yes, I did make a slight mistake before, but that's alright. What is this doing now? Look at your opponent's extra deck. Banish a monster face down. I don't care about mine extra deck. Now that you've done that, I'm simply going to protect my monster. You could have done damage, but you got greedy. Go ahead. Hit any of the cards in mine extra deck. I need not a 1. I can use any one, but I don't need any of them. So, pick whatever you'd like. It matters not to me. See, now we just need to worry about... I need to get rid of this card. I need to get rid of this card for as long as it is on the field. My opponent can simply recover this monster as many times as they wish. I cannot abide by that. What cards did they remove earlier? Nothing I needed. Good. Although they removed my Busted Dragon, which I was actually thinking about playing. But that's fine. What do we have? The Ruined Force, which would have been very good earlier. I need this to be in my Yard of Graves. Let us simply put our monsters in attack mode and attack my opponent. Keep it simple. So strike forth and destroy this unicorn creature. Just realize it's called a unicorn. It doesn't look like a unicorn to me. Then again, I'm a knight. I don't deal with unicorns. That's for fair maidens to deal with. We shall strike down whatever this is, or attempt to. Cursed dragon. Slightly larger than I am. I don't like it. Alright, regardless of that. Now we'll see where this goes. For my opponent still has that spell of theirs. So I need to be cautious. Indeed. But I think mayhaps... I shall wait just a moment longer. I knew it. Wait, what does this do? Let's see. No? Alright, I shall use Fourth Mind Machina Citadel's effect to destroy all my opponent's monsters. I believe he can also use the unicorn again, but that's fine. I don't need it. Don't need any other cards in my extra deck, thank you very much. All I really need to do is draw a card that allows me to discard Ruined Force. That's really what I would prefer to have right now. What are you going to do? Nothing? That's what I thought. And my opponent surrenders. Prematurely, but then again, they were playing a deck around witches and dragons and things, so they clearly understood that they were outmatched by a proper knight. So, we shall say, good riddance to you. You were a witch, onto the fire with you. Regardless, let us go forth into the end of screen, where we shall talk more about today's deck. Verily, my lords and ladies, today's first series of duels involving the Highlander went 3-0, as one would expect, for our deck is piloted by a noble knight, and our monsters are quite potent. We were able to summon forth many of the cards that we had in our deck. Not everyone, but that is what happens sometimes when our deck is all at one. But that is fine. All of our monsters' hearts beat as one, and they all win as one. And that is what we did today. So, despite one or two misplays that do not need to be mentioned, we were able to defeat our opponents quite handily, and that's what we wanted to see. So, I appreciate all of you for joining us today for these glorious duels. If thou enjoyed it, do not forget to press the buttons down below. The like, the comment, and the subscription button should all be pressed, for our duels were most pleasing to the Lord above and to the King Karibo and to the Curry Kingdom themselves. So here, my lords and ladies, I shall now divulge into you the deck that we played today. All cards, remember, are as one. We have the Machina Ruined Force, the Citadel. We have this heavy freight train, the Derricrane, the one Machina Metal Cruncher, one Arcjet Lightcraft, one Horus Inseti, one Orbital Hydralander, one Therian Regulus, one this one, one copy of Hapai, the Guidance, one copy of the Irradiator, one Rare Raider, one this one copy of Fortress, one copy of Dragon, one copy of the Union Driver, one Assault Core, one Machina Unclaspare, one Gear Frame, who doesn't want to appear for some reason, one Possessed Daraj, one Busted Drake, one Wyvern. We have Terraforming, Foolish Burial, Monster Born, Machina Redeployment. We have Unauthorized Reactivation, Limiter Removal, Call of the Grave, Urgent Schedule, Super Polymerization, which I realized, and I should have called Lord Memphis, as he didn't put anything I could fusion into. So this is discard fodder, this particular card. It does not have its heartbeat with one. We have one copy of the Set Rotation, one copy of the Sarcophagus. We have Over Future Fusion, Clockwork Knight, Walls of the Imperial Tomb, Union Hangar, Therian's Discoliseum, Titanocider, and Canoptic Protector. As for the extra deck, we have things like the Masquerena card, the Platinum Gadget, the Little Girl. We have the Mighty Warrior, Blackluster Soldier. We have the Excesco Talker, one of my favorite cards. We have the Saryuja Skuldred, who is the only dragon we will tolerate today. The Gear Gigant X. Lancelot, Darth Knight of the Underworld. Love that guy. We have Sanapond, the Sky Prison, which is something. We have, oh lord, how do I pronounce this one? Dingarzu. Dingarzu, yeah. We have the Coach King Giant Trainer. We have these 4 monsters, the Chimeratech Fortress Dragon, which is a set dressing piece again. It's not a real dragon. We have ABC Dragon Buster, which is a machine meant to destroy dragons, so he's our favorite machine. We have 1 Chimera Over Dragon, again, not a dragon, and 1 Mega Bleach Dragon. So, that is the deck. The side deck cards, I think, are just other cards you can play in the deck, and with the Highlanders, you can play anything you want. That's kind of how it works. So, that was today's episode, everyone. I hope thou art most pleased indeed. Tomorrow, we shall be seeing more Highlander of a different type. For every day, shall see different sorts of cards played. And tomorrow's is, let me see if I can find it. Oh my lord, that's a lot of cards. That's a lot of cards in that deck. But regardless, that'll be tomorrow. Until next time, I bid thee all a good day. Until then, Sir Memphis shall be venturing forth onto new adventures. Take care, my lords and ladies.